Hey, alright, welcome to another video. If you haven't been here before, I'm Cecilia Jo and this is my channel where I talk all things books. So today I thought I would do my July TBR. So I did one of these in April and I haven't done one since. I don't even think I stuck to the one that I did in April, but I'm planning to try my best to stick to this one. I think I've chosen about 10 books because I didn't want to go too wild. But I had a pretty good reading month this month of June, so I'm hoping next month I can step it up again. I'm really getting back into the flow of reading again. So yeah, I thought I would do a July TBR and see if I can stick to it. Okay, so I'm gonna do my physical books first and then I'll do the ones on my Kindle that I'm planning to read. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 physical books, 3 of which are a series, but yeah, 8 physical books. I'm not sure how many I've got on my Kindle, but I think maybe about 10 books in total. So let's go with the physical ones first. So I've got, first of all, What Lies Beyond the Veil. So I did start reading this, but I didn't realise it was a series, so I didn't want to carry on reading it and not have the rest of the books. But I realised, I think still the rest of them, including this one, are all on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm gonna get this one done this month and maybe read the rest, see how much I enjoy it. But the rest, yeah, they are on Kindle Unlimited, so that's good. I get to read the rest of the series without buying more books. So yeah, What Lies Beyond the Veil. If you can hear that noise, that is the cat running back and forth. She's having a zoomies moment, let's just leave her to it. But yeah, What Lies Beyond the Veil, it's a fantasy where I think it's like humans and fae are separated with a veil, and the sort of don't really know. I think the fae are sort of, it's as though the fae are like the villains in it, they're all bad, but really I don't think the humans actually know anything about them. Maybe there was a war at one point, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's something along those lines. So it says on the back, it says, once we worshipped them as gods, for 400 years the veil has protected humans from the fae. Safe beyond their walls, humanity has turned from the old religion of decadence and sin to worshipping the new gods who value purity and obedience above all. Then we died on their swords. Groomed our whole life for marriage, Estrella dreams of something more, and when the Lord of Mistfell murders his wife to claim her as his own, she has a choice: accept his offer or be sacrificed to the veil. But on the night of her sacrifice, the veil shatters, unleashing the fae, and branding Estrella with their mark. The Mist Guard will kill her to stop the fae from taking her, and who knows what the fae will do if they catch her. Now they'll claim what's theirs. Forced to flee with her brother, Estrella soon runs into another of the fae marked, the broad and brooding Calum. With her life on the line, he's a distraction she can little afford, yet she can't stay away, not even with the something greater on the line, her heart. So I think it's a fantasy, but you know, mainly romance, I think. Fantasy romance, if you will. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one. Like I say, I've started it. I think I'm a couple of chapters in, but then I stopped because, like I say, I didn't realise it was part of a series. But yeah, this is the first one on my TBR this month. And then next up we've got Good Girl, Bad Blood. So I read the first one of this I did a video reading so many thrillers, which will be out in a few days, reading like 7 thrillers in 7 days, and the first one was on that list. I've got this second one, but I don't have the third, but I really liked the first one. Little spoiler for my video, I liked the first one, so I want to get this one done this month, so that's definitely on there. I think definitely if you're looking for like a YA, easy to read, mystery type, not really a thriller, it's more of like a mystery one, but I would say read the first one of this. I think it's Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then we've got Good Girl, Bad Blood, and then Good Girl, Dead, or something like that. Something with dead in the title, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the second one of this series is also on my TBR. And then next we've got, this one's actually been on my TBR for a long time, and I'm really trying my best to like get through it because I've counted my books, I got a lot. I did another video as well that I filmed counting my physical TBR, and it was like a wake-up call for me, so I'm really trying to get through some of the books that I've got. This one's been on there for a while, The Keeper of Stories. Everyone has a story to tell, but does Janice have the courage to unlock her own? I'm not 100% sure what it's about, to be honest, but I have had it for quite a while, so I'm gonna try and tick this one off this month. So let me know if you've read it, if it's any good. I don't even know what type of book it is, to be honest. I don't know if it's like a mystery or I've honestly got no idea, but it looks good and I thought the cover was cute. That's why I bought it originally. But yeah, The Keeper of Stories by Sally Page. And then next we've got a nice little witchy book that I've also had for a while. The X Hex by Erin Sterling. So I think it's like a witchy, I don't know if this is part of a series, I don't think so. I hope not because I haven't got the rest. But it says on the front, never mix vodka and witchcraft. So I think it's like a witchy romance, you know, like an easy to read little palette cleanser between serious fantasies, that kind of book. That's the vibe I'm getting from it. So yeah, that is the fourth one, The X Hex, Erin Sterling. You broke my heart, Reese Penhallow, and we curse you, you and your whole stupid hotline. Vivian Jones handled the biggest breakup of her life the way that any witch would. Vodka, bubble baths, and a curse on her ex. Ooh, okay. So maybe it's a bit of like a second chance romance then. And enemies to lovers, second chance, that kind of thing with like witches and curses, and it looks good. It sounds funny, so I'm excited to read that one. X Hex, Erin Sterling. And then we have got a big old chunky book, which is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Scott. So I did start reading this. I'm about a third of the way through, and I think when I was reading it I just wasn't in the mood for a romance, so I wasn't really enjoying it. And because it's such a thick book, I was just like not vibing with it. Just know when you're just not in the mood, like it's over 550 pages, and I was just like not vibing with it. But I think it's just because I was reading romance after romance and I was just like a bit over it, I think. But I've not really read like a fluffy romance for a while, so hopefully I'll get back into it and I'll enjoy it. But like I say, I'm about a third of the way through. I've been reading it on my Kindle. I'm going to try and get through the rest of this month, Things We Hide from the Light, so I can tick another one off my TBR. And cheating a little bit because I've only got 2/3 left, but still, it's a chunky ass book, so let me live, you know. Okay, and then last but not least, for the physical books, I've actually got a series which I've had for a while, the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. So we've got Caraval, Legendary, and Finale. I think it's like a circus type one. I'm not 100% sure. Remember, it's all a game. What happens beyond this gate may frighten or excite you, but don't let any of it trick you. Once a year, the infamous Master Legend hosts Caraval, open only to those who've been invited. This year, the week-long game is on Legend's glittery Isle de los Sunos, where the winding streets are an elaborate snow-covered maze and people are never who they seem. At midnight on the first day, the show begins and the visitors become players. Each of them is vying for the coveted prize, a single wish. All they must do is unravel the mystery of Caraval, but in a game where danger hides behind every charming smile, winning isn't without loss and their wish might not be their last. Bum bum bum. So yeah, this is, oh, it's a debut novel, I didn't realise that. So I've got this series. Like I say, I've had these books for a while and I've just never gone to reach for them. I think because I keep buying new books and then the new books end up getting read and the other ones don't. They get left on my shelf. So definitely in the July pile it goes. 3 books, which I think makes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 8, yeah, 8 physical books, including these 3. I'm really excited to read the series. I absolutely love the covers. Ooh, look at that shine. I love it, yeah. So anyway, the 3 books, Caraval, and then we've got Legendary, which again has a very pretty cover, and also Finale, which, you guessed it, another pretty cover. So they are going on July's TBR. And they are the last ones on my physical TBR, so I just get my Kindle and then I'll go through the ones that are on there too. Okay, so on my Kindle I have got, first of all, I've got Minx by Sophie Lark. I feel like I've not actually read a proper like spicy book for a while. Like some have like, you know, spicy scenes, but just a really good bit of spice. I feel like I've not read it for a while. So this is definitely on my TBR. Minx by Sophie Lark. So it's Ramses Howell is a self-made man. He's proven he can get what he wants, and from the moment Blake Abbott catches his eye, she becomes his top priority. Blake wonders what took Ramses so long. She knew who he was years before. They strike a deal to play a very specific game. Ramses created the game for Blake. Blake adds rules that Ramses has no intention of following. As fantasy invades reality, the arrangement consumes them both. Blake and Ramses cross lines they swore they never would, and each begins each begins to question what they thought they always wanted. So it says at the bottom, Minx is a dark contemporary romance and a complete standalone. It is intended for mature readers and contains spicy scenes not suitable for all. I think maybe also it's a bit like billionaire, you know, billionaire man type romance. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I'm totally guessing. But I know it's going to be a spicy one, so I'm excited to read it. So that is definitely going on to my July TBR. This is also Sophie Lark's newest book, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, published the 21st of June. So I've been wanting to read it. It literally says you borrowed this book on the 22nd of June. So I've had it on my Kindle for the past week or so, like the day after it came out. So I'm excited to read that one. I have also got it's called Surge. So it's the third one in a series that I've been reading on my Kindle. It's just come out, the third one, so you definitely want to read it. It's like a dragon shifter reverse harem. So it follows Bexley and her 3 alpha hot men who happen to be dragons, but she only remembers like waking up in this alley. She doesn't remember anything from her life before. I don't even think she remembered her name, but one of them like finds her and she lives with them, who's like, you know, one of the lads has got like a big house and like lovely parents and is living his best life. And then when they're like old enough, in the first book they go to this like prestigious academy where the 3 alpha males also go. So you've got Gage, Breaker and Jagger, and then Bexley is the female lead. So yeah, it just follows them, their story, her discovering who she actually is, why she just got left in an alley and doesn't really remember anything from like the first 10 years of her life. So this is the third book, Surge. So you've got Blitz is the first one, and then Flicker is the second one, and then Surge is the third. And it's just like a really easy, like I absolutely will eat up a reverse harem. I absolutely love them. So when I found this one, I was very excited, but I read them quite a bit ago, the first 2, so I've been waiting for this next one to come out. So definitely Surge by, I actually don't know who the author is. Oh, M. Sinclair is the author. That's definitely on my TBR for this month. And then last but not least from my Kindle and from my TBR for July is The Cruel Prince, which I see everywhere, all over TikTok. It's like one of those series that people really say you should read, really recommend. So it's the Folk of the Air series, and The Cruel Prince is the first one, but it is on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if it's always been on there, but it's on there in the minute anyway. So I don't actually have any of those physical books, so I thought I'll read the first one on my Kindle, see if I enjoy it, see if it's as good as people make out, and then maybe I'll buy the physical books in a few months. So I don't really know anything about it other than it's a series. The sort of description on Kindle says, of course I want to be like them. They're beautiful as blades forged in some divine fire. They will live forever. And Carden is even more beautiful than the rest. I hate him more than all the others. I hate him so much that sometimes when I look at him I can hardly breathe. One terrible morning, Jude and her sisters see their parents murdered in front of them. The terrifying assassin abducts all 3 girls to the world of fairy, where Jude is installed in the royal court but mocked and tormented by the fairy royalty for being mortal. As Jude grows older, she realises she will need to take part in the dangerous deceptions of the fae to ever truly belong. But the stairway to power is fraught with shadows and betrayal, and looming over all is the infuriating, arrogant and charismatic Prince Carden. So I'm guessing it's a bit like enemies to lovers type thing, maybe a little found family, I don't know, but it's a romance, like set in a different, it's like fantasy romance, I'm guessing. But yeah, that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm excited to read it. I might even see if they've got the actual book in my library maybe, but I'll read it on Kindle anyway, and then maybe if I enjoy it I'll buy the physical books just to have them as trophies, you know. But yeah, that concludes my July TBR. So I think that was 3 on Kindle and then 8 physical books. So 11 books, hopefully I'll get through them, and maybe I'll even read a bit more, who knows. But I'm sticking with the 11 books for now, see how it goes, try and get through them the best I can. And yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what books you are reading this month, or if there's any I should add to my August TBR. But yeah, I'm really excited to be getting back into reading and just really enjoying it again, and not you know, worrying too much about it, putting too much pressure on myself to read different types of books. I'm just reading what I want to read, you know, and I'm excited about it. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. That is my July TBR done. Hopefully I'll read them all, I'll get them done, but I'll do a little wrap up soon. I'm also going to do a June wrap up, which will be the next video up, of the books that I have read, because I feel like I've done really well in June. Anyway, let me stop rambling on. That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, that's it from me. I will see you in a bit.